Hello everyone, and welcome to the online lab portion for your course Sustainability in the Environment. My name is Kyle Nauman. I'll be your online lab instructor for the semester, and the very first lab we'll be doing is the first lab in your manual, which is titled Quantifying Your Carbon Footprint. Alright, so the very first thing you want to do, and with this lab and with all the other labs, is to read your introduction, your lab manual. It's going to give you some good information. It's going to frame what's going to take place in each lab exercise. So for this particular lab, just worry about answering the first 10 questions. We won't be doing questions 11 through 14 just because this is an online asynchronous course. Normally we would take class averages, as you'll see in the book. But since everyone is completing it at a different time, that'd be kind of tough here. So just do the first 10 questions. And for question 3, when it comes to generating a hypothesis, I'll say this because I know some of you might be science majors, some of you aren't. So a hypothesis is a definitive statement or prediction about the outcome of an experiment. So you want to avoid language like I think or I believe, such stuff like that, because one, it's not very scientific sounding, and two, after you conduct your experiment, after you get your results and your data, that's gonna either support or refute your hypothesis. So if you have it in a statement format, it's much easier to say, yeah, this statement is supported or it's not. And another thing about scientific language, when you're doing an experiment, you can refute a hypothesis. You can plain out and say that's not true, or you can support a hypothesis, but you never say your hypothesis is confirmed or it's true. You just say it's supported, because there's always more testing, there's always more experiments that can take place, and there's no single experiment that confirms a theory or a hypothesis. So the URL that you'll go to is across the top of the page here. It's online, and when you open this page up, it should look like this. It's from the Nature Conservancy, and when you scroll down, you'll see your carbon footprint calculator here. It has different categories: travel, that ask questions about how much you drive, your fuel efficiency of your vehicle, home, like your electricity, energy use, food, shopping, etc. And you want this to be as accurate as possible. It is auto-filled with averages. If you just don't know or don't have access to this kind of information, then it automatically fills it in with an average. So if you think you're somewhere in the average range and you're not sure exactly what the number is for a category, then it's okay to go with the average. When you get to the end and you've input all of your information, you're going to see this bar graph here, and there's a question, question number 4 has a table that you'll fill in with your carbon footprint in each of these categories in tons of CO2 per year, and then the percent total of each category. And the easiest way to get this, I found, is when you get to the end and it gives you your footprint, if you just put your mouse cursor over each of these bars, it will tell you the percent total and also the carbon tons of CO2 per year total. Some additional information later on is going to ask you, to compare several countries on their carbon footprint, and you'll probably have to go to the internet to find this information, but you want to keep your units of measurement consistent. So make sure that you're looking up the tons, T-O-N-S, of CO2 per year. That's a U.S. measurement, and not the tons, T-O-N-N-E-S, which is metric. And there's about a 200-pound difference between one unit of each of these. So accumulated over a lot of units is going to cause a pretty big discrepancy. If you have any, it's a pretty straightforward lab, but if you have any questions or concerns, there will be a module online, a discussion topic where you can post your questions, and I'll be monitoring that regularly and answering it as often as I can, as often as they pop up. Or you can, if you want a real quick response, you can just email me at the address there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I can answer it through email, or we can, if all else fails, we can set up a video chat to help you walk through it. But yeah, don't feel shy about reaching out for help. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, this is the very first lab. Make sure you have your lab manual. Your instructor, your lecture instructor, should have give you instructions on how to do that. And enjoy. Have a good semester.